for too much longer, but once you have had Nightbot join your channel, if you head over to your Twitch and YouTube channels to make sure that you add Nightbot to a moderator. So for Twitch, if we go to our Twitch channel, and as the instruction says, we type in /mod space Nightbot to give Nightbot the moderator status. You should see a text message just saying that you have added Nightbot as a moderator of this room. Believe it or not, that is actually all of the setup that you need to do to have Nightbot as part of your channel. Space Nightbot to give Nightbot the moderator status. You should see a text message just saying that you have added Nightbot as a moderator of this room. Believe it or not, that is actually all of the setup that you need to do to have Nightbot as part of your channel. Everything else now is tinkering with the options to get Nightbot to work in the specific way that you want it to. Now down the left hand side you should have a list of all the different things you can set up for Nightbot. We'll start with commands. So if you click commands and then click default, we can see a list of the default commands that Nightbot has set up for us. Now, as you can see, there's quite a few default ones set up. There's things like showing the current game that you're streaming, running commercials, updating the title, things like that. Nightbot has already set these up, and as you can see over on the right hand side, for each one you can click to read some more information in the docs, and that's a really good place if you want to understand a little bit more about what that command is doing. So I'd highly recommend any of them that you're not sure about what they're going to do, click the docs link, and Nightbot actually has a really good documentation section where you can learn a lot more about how the commands work. You also have the option to disable or enable the command if you wish to, and if you click options, it's going to open up a new window where you can customize which level of user can actually access that command. So if they type it in, what level of user is actually going to get some response back from Nightbot, as well as some other options depending on the command. So why don't we look into one? Let's have a look at the game command and click options. Now, the game command, if somebody types in !game into your chat, that will get Nightbot to respond with the current game that is being played on the stream. The default user level for the !game command is set to everyone, which means anybody in your chat can type the command. However, the game option also allows moderators or higher user levels to update the game. So if they do !game CSGO, then Nightbot will update the game to reflect that, but only moderators or higher user levels can modify the game. If somebody else tries to do it, they'll get a message saying that they can't edit it. The cooldown box below is just a way of being able to set what you want the cooldown to be. So this is the minimum amount of time before the command can be used again. So you obviously don't want to set this super low because you don't want people spamming your chat just to get a response out of Nightbot. And people don't really need to know what the game is more than every 10 seconds or so. So you can slide this across to be whatever cooldown you'd like. And when you're happy with your changes, you can just click submit. Now, I'm not going to go through every single one of the commands because there's plenty of documentation explaining exactly what each command allows you to do, but I would advise spending some time here and just making sure that you're only enabling the commands that you want to and that you really understand how the Nightbot system works. So spend some time going through these default commands. When you're ready, we can resume the video, and we're going to add a custom command by clicking the custom button just underneath commands here. Now, in the custom commands, we should see a table which will currently be empty because we haven't added any custom commands. But we are going to click the add command button in the top right and a new window should pop up. Now, as we can see, Nightbot has actually provided us with an example which we'll go along with. So let's say we wanted to create a command that would allow users to be able to find out from Nightbot a link to our YouTube channel. So as we can see in the example here, !YouTube is the command that we could choose, but this could be absolutely anything you wanted. It could be !YouTube channel. You don't even have to have an exclamation mark before it, but it's worth having that just because you don't want Nightbot spamming when people are just having a conversation and mentioning the word YouTube. You'd prefer them to actually be requesting something from Nightbot, and the typical way of doing that is with an exclamation mark beforehand. So for command, let's do !YouTube. Now the message box is what you want Nightbot to respond to this command. So the example that they have there is a short description saying, subscribe to my YouTube, and then a link to your YouTube channel. That's really the basic implementation. You can do some things with command variables. You'll see there a link underneath the message where you can click command variables, which allows you to, add some dynamic responses so that you can actually respond to the user and call their username if you'd like to, or a lot of other things. But I think for this example, we'll just keep it nice and simple, follow the example, and have subscribe to my YouTube and then paste your link into your YouTube channel. Next, we've got those two commands that we've looked at before, the user level and the cooldown. So user level is which kind of access level you want to set for people to be able to execute the command. So for something like this, you want everyone within your chat to be able to write the command and get a response from Nightbot. But if you do want to restrict it to a higher user level, you just click the down arrow and then you can set from everyone, subscriber, regular, moderator or owner. But for something like this, we're going to leave it at everyone. Cooldown, as before, is the minimum amount of time before the command can be used again. So something in the range of 10 seconds should be fine for this. And finally, we get an option for an alias. We don't need to worry about this for this command, but if you want Nightbot to respond to a number of different commands, and if they said YouTube or YouTube channel or link to YouTube or something like that, you could create commands for all of them and then link the alias back to this one. Once we're happy, we can click submit, and then you should see the table update with your new custom command, and we get some options on the right hand side to edit or delete if we want to. Next, we'll look at the giveaways tab, which maybe is a little bit different to the rest of the Nightbot system, but this is basically a way for you to be able to give